Good morning, children. Welcome to commerce class. So, in the last class, we were dealing about the types of transport. In that, we finished, if I am right, inland waterways, the advantages of inland waterways and the disadvantages of inland waterways. We finished. The next type of water transport is the ocean transport, or otherwise we call it as sea transport. See, the ocean transport. Normally, it plays a very big role in developing the economic relationship with one from between the countries. The social relationships is among the countries is developed, as well as the cultural relationship is also developed between the countries. Particularly, the international trade only utilizes more of the ocean transport. See, ocean transport, it enjoys the pride of helping international trade. Just imagine, without ocean transport, on the initial days of our civilization, or even during the time where the air transport was not that much developed, it was only through the ocean transport that the international trade started developing or taking its pace. It is more significant because it is one of the cheapest means of transport. You'll be able to transport very bulky commodities. Even low graded commodities would be able to be transported using the ocean transport. Because of this reason only, this ocean transport has gained so much of importance. What are the types of ocean transport? When you look into the types of ocean transport, you can broadly classify them into coastal transport and overseas transport. See, coastal transport means it is almost like a domestic air flight. Okay, see, the countries which has got a very good coastline, so such countries, they have a very good developed coastal shipping network, where the goods, instead of transporting the goods via the land to the parts to any part of within their country, the domestic part of the country, what they do is they use the coastal line to reach the country to the other part of the country itself. So this happens to be a cheapest means of transport, because for ocean transport you need not lay any roads, or you need not have lay any railway tracks and all is not needed. Okay, it is enough if you have a good coastline. If a country has got a long coastline, even the local transport from one place to another place in any part of the country could be done using the coastal shipping. So like this, the movement of bulky cargoes like coal, iron ore, which is very difficult to be taken through the road network or air network, such countries use this coastal shipping trade exclusively. Within them, it is almost reserved for national shipping. In India, when you see, the coastal shipping trade is now exclusively reserved for Indian ships only. Indian ships only are particularly used for this coastal lines. That is to take the commodities from Kerala to Andhra coast, or to the Maharashtra coast, or Goa, or to Gujarat. They use the water transport, where they need not even travel through the land roads or through the air roads. And likewise, using the Bay of Bengal also, more of national shipping, that is coastal shipping, is done by Indian ships only. The next type of ocean transport is overseas shipping. The name itself is very easy for us to understand, where the passengers or the goods, when they cross the ocean, and when the goods are transported over the oceans, you call it as overseas shipping. We see, when India is exporting the goods to America or to any other country, they use overseas shipping, where they use the sea routes to transport either the passengers or the goods also. Such type of shipping network, you call it as overseas shipping. In overseas shipping, you've got two types, mainly liners and tramps. Liners, when you see, liners are nothing but passenger ships. Primarily, they are used for transporting overseas over the oceans. They are particularly used for passengers only. Liners may also they can also carry cargo, mails, and sometimes people can also go on pleasure tour. They can or they can use as cruises. Okay, and apart from that, hospital ships are also there. And these liners, they ply on regular timings, like how our air network and railway network, they ply according to the scheduled time. Like that, these liners, they follow a regularity in service. Okay, and they have even luxury facilities for the passengers, and specialty liners are also there, where they can exclusively hire liners, like how they have a chartered flights and all. So like that, liners are meant for passengers. Apart from that, they carry mails and all, and cargoes also. To some extent, they carry cargoes, hospital facilities. They are also used for pleasure purposes also. Next is, when you take liners, you can classify that as passenger liner and cargo liners. The next type of overseas shipping is trams. Trams are essentially or exclusively cargo vessels. You could see the picture here. They are cargo vessels. They are exclusively used for, this is what is a tram? They are exclusively used for transporting cargoes only. And these trams, they don't have a scheduled time, or they don't have scheduled ports also. They the trams just leave the coastal point from one country only after that particular tram is full, rather. Okay, if it is not full, they wait for sufficient time, and then they load fully, and then only they start moving. So they do not follow a specific time to carry the cargoes. And not only that, these cargoes are meant for to take the commodities to any ports. Whether it is designed in their schedule or not, it is not an issue. They carry the goods whichever countries they wanted the goods to be taken. Where the ports facilities are available, these trams will be operated. When the major types of commercial ships are general cargo ships, public carriers, container ships, auto carriers, tankers, fishing vessels, oil vessels, passenger ships, ferry boats, tow and tug boats, and specialized boats. Though we are not going to learn anything in depth about all these, the names itself will tell us what sort of ships are these. The next type of transportation in business is air transport. Air transport, all of us know, it is the fastest and of course the costliest mode of transport. See, commercial air transport nowadays has become very, very prominent. Business people have started utilizing air transport for enhancing their business, rather. And modern air transport, the growth of all this modern air transport, we owe all the credits to Wright brothers, who invented the aeroplane. And this air transport, when you see, it is a form of travel. It is a vehicle in the air, and you have the different forms of air transport. Helicopters are there. I think I need not tell you what is helicopter. Hot air balloons are there. Blimps are there. Blimps, probably, I think it is a new word to you. Blimps means it is also an air balloon only, but the balloon is filled with helium air, with helium, because helium is not susceptible to bursting and all. So helium is filled in blimps, so that safety is ensured. Gliders and hang gliders, parachuting, all those fly in the air only. Apart from that, airplanes and jets are also there. All these together sustain flights. And next is domestic and international flights. Domestic flights. If the air travel is grouped into two general categories, one is national and domestic. National or domestic. The other is international flights. Flights, when they are from one point to another point in the same country, within the same country, if it is flying means, then you call it as domestic flight or national flight. But if the flight is flying from one point in a country to another point in some other country, then you call it as international flights. But travelers can use the word domestic or international either as it can be in either public or private travel also. Next is the advantages of air transport. All of us very well know what are the advantages associated with air transport. First thing is, it is very, very regular. They provide regular timings for transportation of passengers or cargoes as per the scheduled time. and it is very, very convenient, very efficiently they work, and the services quickness is one of the very major important advantage with respect to our transport. Next is, suppose for example, if perishable goods have to be transported quickly from one place to another place before losing its originality, or before losing its freshness, commodities like fruits, vegetables, egg, meat, all those, the shelf life of those or the lifespan of those commodities are very less. As a result, it has to reach the consumer point at a very short span of time. For such commodities, these air transport is very much suitable. Next is, it does not require huge investment as is required for a railway network, because for laying tracks, construction of railway stations, and appointment of too many number of personnel to look after the workings of the railway network, like that huge investment is not here when compared to railway network. Next is, they provide very comfortable service to passengers, and safety for them is very, very for their goods as well as for the passengers is taken due care. Next is, it can be used to move the goods to areas. Suppose an area is not accessible through any other means of transport. In such cases, they can use the air transport where to access the areas which cannot be accessed through any other means of transport. See, for example, to rescue any person during the times of war or during the times of flood, it is very helpful to reach the people where water transport or air transport is not possible because of landslides. One area is totally desiccated from the main land. In such a case, air transport only is very, very flexible to save the life of human beings from danger. The next, let us see the disadvantages of air transport. I told you it is very, in the advantages I told you it is comparatively cheaper than railway network. But as such, when you see the mode of transport, air transport is one of the costliest form of transport. When we talk about the rates and fares, which is charged by the air flight of aircraft operators, it is normally not reachable for many common people. As a result, many of us, we might not even seen an aeroplane, or we might not have enjoyed the pleasure of traveling in an aeroplane because of its very costly fares. And it is not suitable for carrying very heavy loads, because as such, when you see, an individual is entitled to carry only this much specific quantity of kilograms of weight when he travels. Okay, for per individual, he can carry to the extent of 30 kilograms or to the extent of maximum 45 kilograms if it is a very big aircraft. So, it is not suitable to carry heavy loads. On the other hand, when you travel by a train, you can carry any number of luggages. Okay, there no one can question why you are carrying this much amount of luggages. And next is, it is not dependable during unfavorable weather conditions. No, when there is huge amount of when the weather conditions is not suitable because of heavy rains or floods or tsunami, all those natural calamities, if it is there, it is it is very difficult. The air service is disturbed very much because of the unfavorable weather conditions. Next is the construction and maintenance of aerodromes involves huge amount of capital expenditure. And moreover, every country will be maintaining or controlling the airspace above their country. So if our Indian flight has to cross any other country, means it has to priorly obtain permission from that particular country that our Indian airlines would be given permission to cross their country. So we need to get prior permission from the other country. The other countries will definitely not give permission, because it is a threat when any aircraft is flying over another country without the proper permission. It can be for any other natural threats also. So many countries would not give permission. Obtaining prior permission from the concerned authority is very, very important. So these are the disadvantages of air transport. Next is, what are the services of transport to the business? First thing is, increases efficiency of production. The transportation only, which is an aid to commerce, it creates place and time utility for the product, because the object of production is what? Consumption. So only when effective transportation system is there, the goods that are produced could be taken to the place of consumption. Because of that reason only, the demand for goods also increases, the value of the good also increases. Just imagine if bales and bales of cotton are being produced in one place, but those cotton, you are unable to transport the cotton to the industrial point. Is that cotton of any use to me? Definitely no. It is waste only. We do not know to use that product. So the product also gets a value only when it is transported to the textile industry. Otherwise, when it is in the hands of the farmer itself, he cannot convert that into cloth. So it does not even take up the value for it. It removes the value of the goods also. Next is, it stimulates wants by increasing quantity and variety of consumer goods. Just because transportation facility is there, the goods are being taken from one place to the other place. As a result of that, we have got more quantities of and varieties of commodities being enjoyed by for when we take for example a shampoo. We have got hundreds of brands of shampoos. Each product is being produced, each brand is produced in one place. Okay, and all the products are available at all throughout the country. Take for example, what is it? A Dove shampoo. Dove shampoo is available even in a remote village, and it is also available in a very metropolitan city also. All this is possible only because of the transportation network. And next is, it develops and expands market. I told you the primary function of transport is what? Physical distribution of goods at a global level. Because of this only, the local goods which are produced locally enjoys global market, and we are able to expand the market horizon to different areas. See, for example, just imagine if there is no road network, if there is no air network, air transport, we can never transport the goods to other places. The producer here produces the goods. Okay, these goods are taken to all parts of India only because of the transport network. So it expands the market from local to district to state to national to international level. Next is, the goods are being distributed throughout the country. As a result of that, what happens? All the commodities are available at all the places. As a result of that, supply of any good is very continuous. Because when supply is continuously there, there is no place for the price to increase. As one of the very important advantage or the benefit of transport to businesses, it looks into the stability, it takes care of the stability of the price for the products. Just imagine if there is no supply of tomatoes. See, there is a road transport, what is a strike there. What? Okay, there the transport system has gone into strike. Okay, lorries have declared strike for 2 days. As a result of that, what will happen? The goods are produced which in village areas cannot be transported to the urban cities and other parts of the country. As a result, what will happen? You might have seen in the television, tons and tons of tomatoes were thrown because there was no transportation network. Initially, during the lockdown time, you might have seen, is it, many villages were finding it very difficult. Whatever the vegetables that they produce, watermelons were thrown because there was no transport network. So when there is no transport network, what will they do with the produced goods? Okay, they are unable to transport to the other parts. As a result of that, it becomes waste. So when their commodity is short in supply in one place, it automatically the price of the commodity increases. So in villages they produce, but they couldn't transport to the urban areas. So in urban areas, the price of vegetables started shooting up. Okay, it aids to economic growth. When all these, when the movement of raw material is there, movement of labor is there, movement of the finished products is there, movement of capital, movement of technology, everything is there, means it will automatically lead to growth of all the industries, from the agriculture sector to the manufacturing sector to the service sector. Everything will show a very remarkable growth. Next is, it helps in specialization and mass production. Before going to specialization, means when there is a very complex task, production process is very complex. Complex means very difficult. It involves very lengthy process. If the production process is very lengthy, means what they will do is, they will divide the production process into separate processes. And each process, what they will do is, they will assign each process to a group of people. Okay, and these group of people, they will be specialized in doing that particular task and they will complete the task and give it. And like this, if a big production process is divided into 5 units, means 5 processes, each 5 process will be given to group of people. They will complete that particular process and give. Like this, each department or each each one specializes in the particular process whatever is assigned to them, and finally everything is reallocated and assembled to form a complete product. This transport network, it helps very much in specialization of mass production, specialization and in mass production. It encourages innovations in product production and designing. See, very simple, the raw cotton is given. Only because of transport network, this raw cotton is converted into threads, and this thread is converted into cloth. The cloth is converted into garment. The garment is converted into a very party wear. Okay, so all this is possible only because of transportation network, and it has helped the people to earn huge amount of profit also. The next topic what we'll be learning is what are the documents that are used in transportation. See, so far we saw road transport, rail transport, air transport. In that air transport itself we saw different types. Okay, and in all this they use certain documents. Now let us see what are the documents that are used in transportation. First is waybill. Waybill means it is used in a common transport carrier, in a road transport. See, for example, if a lorry is transporting the goods from one place, from the consignor place to the consignee's place. Consignor is a person who sends the goods. Consignee is a person who receives the goods. And if the waybill means, if see, for example, if I am the consignor, I am sending you, I am located at Coimbatore and you are located at Mumbai. I am sending the goods to Mumbai. Okay, so this waybill is an acknowledgement. Okay, it like the goods have been received by the transport corporation. Okay, and it is also it has been received for transporting the goods from Coimbatore to Mumbai to the consignee named you. Okay, and it is also an evidence for the contract. See, this waybill, it is a contract, it is an agreement. The transporter has agreed to transport my goods to your place and entrust it to you. So this waybill, it shows that this particular individual is the owner of the goods that are mentioned here. So the owner can either be me or it can be you. Okay, it can be on either one's name. Okay, once if I have sold the goods to you, okay, the waybill will be in your name. So you will be the owner of the goods. Or else, if the transport, if I am selling it on cash payment, after the goods are delivered to you, you pay the cash and then you get it, means the owner will be me. I will be the owner. Once you pay the cash, then only the goods will be the title deed will be given to you. So this waybill, it is an acknowledgement of the receipt of goods by whom? By the carrier for transporting the goods from one place to another place. Next is railway receipt. This is also an acknowledgement receipt by which is given by the railway authority for transporting the goods from one place to another place. Again here, it is a document of title to goods. Okay, the whoever holds the, see, for example, I am sending the goods from here through the railway network, means I am sending it to you, and one copy of the railway receipt will be retained by me. One will be will be along with the railway department, and the person has to present on the other side, the consignee. One copy will be sent to you. The consignee has to present the railway receipt in the railways to take the delivery of the goods. So to take the delivery of the goods, the receipt has to be shown by the person who has to take the delivery of the goods. Suppose if it is lost, means they have to produce an indemnity bond, that is coverage bond. No one should say, for example, you have lost the receipt. You have to provide an indemnity bond stating that no one will come and claim for the goods. Okay, so the ownership will be transferred and endorsed, and then the goods will be delivered. Next is charter party. Charter party, it is again when the when goods are to be consigned is very large in quantity. It is normally advantageous to hire the whole ship itself. Okay, when huge amount of bulky commodities have to be sent, either they will hire a whole ship, or else they will take a portion of the ship. A part of the substantial part of the ship will be taken will be hired, and a document will be prepared by the captain of the ship, which is called as a charter party. This is also called as voyage party or time party. The person who hires the ship is called as a charter, and they will be the charter party. It brings the vessels, the crews under the control of the charters. The charter becomes responsible to the third party. See, for example, you are a charter, means I am sending the goods to you. You might have already hired a place in the ship, and I wanted to transport my goods, means you will take the responsibility of delivering my commodity to the other side of the to the receiver side. So the charter, here you are the charter, you become responsible to entrust the commodities to the third party to whom I should give. Okay, so you prepare a receipt called as charter party. Next is bill of lading. Bill of lading, it is a document. It is a document that contains all the terms and conditions for for the contract of the carriage. To carry the goods, you have there is a document which shows all the terms and conditions. It is issued by the shipping company, and it will be signed by the captain of the ship. Once the goods are received for transportation, when it is boarded into the ship, they will issue an official receipt telling that these are the list of commodities. The description of the commodity will be there, and it is a title of goods telling that this person is the owner of these goods. What all will it bear? It will have the name of the exporter, the name of the ship, the place where it is being the place where it is being loaded, the particulars of the goods that are shipped, where it has to be destined, which is the place of destination, what is the amount of freight that is paid. Suppose if it is not paid, means the person to whom it should reach, that person, consignee, has to pay, means what is the amount to be paid, and to whom it is to be delivered to, the date of delivery, all those will be the contents of the bill of lading. Now again, if some packages are damaged, means they will issue a foul bill of lading. Okay, telling that at the time of receipt itself, the goods was in that particular condition. Suppose if the goods are in good condition, they will issue a clean bill of lading. Next is air consignment note or air note. This is again a document prepared by the airport authorities, where to carry the goods in the airplane. It is a document of title which is prepared in three parts. One part will be retained by the consignor. One part will be carried by the air authority. The other part, third part, will be given to the consignee. At the point of destination, the consignee has to produce the third part and take the delivery of the goods. Next is common carrier. See, common carrier means common carrier, it is a person is engaged in business. If he is carrying goods for hiring indiscriminately, it can be hired by any person. See, for example, you are buying goods, you are you are a businessman who buys goods, textile commodities bulk from Bombay or Surat, and then you are bringing that here and you are selling. So to transport these goods, you are engaging any private carrier. You might have seen a public carrier, private carrier, lorries and all, they might have written. You might have engaged them to bring your commodity from that place to this place. Such people, they will do the service to any individual. Okay, there is no discrimination on that. They'll provide the service to anyone who pays the price for the commodity that is being transported. So these common carriers are covered under a special act. See, now when we say common carriers, the air transport or water transport or sea transport, rail transport, they cannot be called as common carriers. See, exclusively, if I am going to hire a lorry, okay, to transport my household commodities from Coimbatore to Chennai, means they are called as public carriers or private carriers. They are governed by Carriers Act of 1865. And city bus are also common carriers only, because they carry men, okay, passengers. So with all the technological development, we could see so much of sophistication with respect to the transportation network. In today's days, we are able to get the transportation at a greater speed, and in future there will definitely be even more much more development, which would definitely help in the development of the business community. With this, we are finishing the lesson, children. Your homework for the day will be, just a second. Okay. I want you to revise all the objectives, okay, all the objectives of the monthly test portions. Jan, you have your monthly test, is it? I want you to revise all the objectives of the commerce portions, okay. That is all for today's class. Have a good day. Bye-bye.